Everyone, DJ 30 back again with another What's on Deck. I've been having a bit more of coverage this week because of Black Friday, and I'm going to give it a bit of an overview just a bit. But first, a quick look at what's going on Kickstarter. Not a whole lot this week, it's going a little bit slow, but that's okay because I spent way too much money this month. Way too much money. First of all, is this deck, Luxuriosa. Playing cards from Lord's Playing Cards, another attempt from them. It's currently 34% funded, 32 days to go. Lots of time, but they don't always have a lot of success, even though their goal is always like 1,400 or 1,500 euros, such as this one. They already got 400, almost 500 euros. They're about a third of the way, but we'll see what happens. Overall, it's not too bad. Apparently, they're offering free worldwide shipping, which could be a financial no-no, in my opinion, because it's not cheap. I mean, they're only making 1,400 euros. How are they going to pay for shipping? The back design is not bad. It looks pretty good in fans. And the faces are so-so. As you can see. Not a big fan of the font for the A. It doesn't look like an A. It looks like something, some kind of Asian symbol, really. But it's a nice fan, as you can see. And the court cards have been customized, I think. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if, much like some of the other decks, the court cards are actually from some other deck, from some other part of the world, or some other company. Because they do look somewhat familiar to me, for some reason, now that I think of it. And, I mean, they've used court cards from the White Knuckles and other court cards, so I'm pretty sure they're not customizing their own court cards. But the index is, well, it's not good. It's a really small pip, and there's no suit indicators, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look the greatest. To be printed by MPC. Next up, kind of like this one, Zombie Bride playing cards from Gerard Taylor, who previously had a cats and dogs themed deck and app, which didn't quite pan out. I don't think this one's going to quite make it. It's 12% funded, 27 days to go. It's just going too slow, and it's just not the best time of year to launch a project unless, you're someone like Jackson Robinson who's going to fund anyway. But let's have a look at it anyway. The back design is so-so. Not a big fan of having pips on there. They're completely unnecessary. I don't know why it is that every time people design playing cards, they have to put pips on the back. At the very least, you made them mirror imaged for the back design, but they're still unnecessary, and the black ones are kind of hard to see anyway. And then there's words. However, the faces look pretty good. I don't know if these were images that he photoshopped or if he actually drew them, but they're nonetheless, the faces are pretty good. The index is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting characters. Zombie brides. They even got names. There you see the aces. Not a big fan of insects on the aces. I don't know if those are actually part of the card or just something if you want for the hell of it. I'm guessing they're part of the card, but yeah. Regulus. That's an interesting name. Number cards, more insects. Did he dig this deck up? You see the back design a little bit better. I mean, I guess it's okay, but it seems like a little bit of a lazy attempt, especially with all the effort put on the faces. And then the back design, you just put a bunch of branches on there and put the Zombie Bride and pips. And look at that, there's a limited edition one that is different because it says limited edition. Wow, how exciting. But it's just not going to happen with the goal they have. Moving along, we got this one, the Mechanized 3D Playing Cards V2 from Dale Mathis. The last one was a massive success. Currently, this one is 66% funded, 13 days left. It's only a 15-day project. It's a massive goal of $50,000. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. He still has plenty of time. He's already, third of the way there, or two-thirds of the way there, I should say. Is going good. My problem is it's really expensive, especially for this time of year when people are spending money on all sorts of other stuff, Christmas gifts, Black Friday deals. Especially launching it on Black Friday was kind of gutsy, but I mean, so far he's doing good. He got that much money in 2 days. That's massive. Whether or not he's going to be able to get the last $20,000, $17,000, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, it's expensive. It's $40 just for one deck, or $39 to be exact. And to be honest, another thing that's a bit of a downside is that the playing cards are exactly the same, just obviously a reprint. The only thing that's different is these metal cases that the cards go in. So basically, it's an extremely overpriced tuck swap. Do we really need a second project for that? I mean, if it was going to change the back design, change the cards, that would make a little more sense. But to just sell a different metal case, I don't know. And you see the cards there a little bit. There's not much with the cards. They're fairly standard. And of course you can get the mechanical frames. Looks like you can get one for 3 decks, all 3 decks instead of just one. I guess it does help that Dale Mathis is some kind of an artist. And that helps. Apparently there's dice as well. All that fun stuff. But it's just way out of my price range. I already got one. I'm happy with it. That's all I want. Moving along. Yeah, this is back again. Used to be known as Ambit playing cards at some point in time. I think it was also on as Carrot playing cards. This is from Jason Nguyen. His 10th project. So far, 0 successful projects from Jason Nguyen. Ideal playing cards. 17% funded, 32 days to go. I'm not sure it's going to make it, just like the other ones. The back design is not bad. The colors maybe could be better. The black one looks nice. The other ones, they're okay. The boxes could be a hell of a lot better. They're not luxurious at all, especially that font they use. Now, nobody's a big fan of that font. It just doesn't go well with the rest of the deck. Barely is inspired by carpets. There's a limited white edition one, which is actually the one with the black borders. Go figure. Apparently there's going to be gold foil directly stamped onto the back design. I guess that's just the limited edition one. Which is pretty cool, but it's not going to help the project's fund in the grand scheme of things. Only 500 of those. 1,000 for the red and 1,000 for the lavender purple. With metallic inks on the backs and faces, apparently. And you see the pips. Apparently black and gold for all the clubs and spades. And then the hearts and diamonds match the decks. Color of the decks. And then we get to my least favorite part. The actual court cards. They look really goofy, cartoony. They don't really fit at all with, I guess, what the theme is supposed to be. And they could definitely be a lot better. The number cards are nice, as you can see. Nice pips and everything, but the court cards, they just really don't fit. And that is that. We'll move along. Next up, 24K gold playing cards. They're currently 5% funded. 24 days to go. They got a whole 6 backers. 14,000 euros they're looking for. Not going to happen. Not at this rate. Not at these prices. I mean, it's 25 euros just for a postcard with Royal Cards cover. Wow, a postcard. Nobody's gotten that so far. Surprisingly, wow. 49 bucks for a deck of cards. Nobody's gotten one yet. Or 49 euros, that's even worse, I should say. And here it is. I mean, there's not much going on. The Royal Cards, as they call them. Basically standard artwork on the faces. Apparently they're made of gold. The back design just says Royal Cards on it. You can't even really see it that well. The ace is fairly standard. Nothing exciting. And it's just, nobody's interested. Even though they're made of gold. Go figure. So it's not gonna happen, I don't believe. One more to tell you about. Yeah, it's more of a game, but it's also a deck. Despite the fact that he's treating it more as a game, he sees it more as a deck of cards. Interestingly enough, he's actually local. He's from my own hometown. I was surprised to see that. Just noticed that this morning. But it's not going to happen. Bet, Race, Drink. It's a horse racing themed deck and game. Not the first one on Kickstarter. There's another one on Kickstarter right now, which is also not going to happen. But that's because it has way too high of a goal. With this one, 7% funded, 31 days to go. Looks like a one-way back design on the cards. And then we're seeing goofy Photoshop. Looks like horse characters. It looks like stuff that maybe is found on Google. Looks like a Mirror 67 deck, really. And it's not going to happen. And then I'm seeing these cards here, and it's showing us what he kind of started off with. Horseman. Some kind of a hero. Horsenado. This weird. But here in the video, you're seeing different cards. So I don't know. But either way, not a big fan. One more quick note for Kickstarter. Just received this update. Draconian Brimstone. Coming sometime soon. Maybe before the end of the year. Maybe early next year. I really don't know. More details to come tomorrow, as it says. That was the whole update. Details tomorrow. Ta-da! So that's what I got for Kickstarter. Hang on in just a sec. I'll tell you what's going on elsewhere. So let's continue. Lots happening this week with Black Friday. Lots of new decks that came out. A lot of money was dropped by myself and a lot of other people. Let's start off and look at Dan and Dave. Art of Play also had the same decks. As you can see, they have all sorts of stuff still going on for Black Friday. 40% off DVDs, 30% off books, 20% off cards, 10% off everything else. We'll stick to playing cards though. 2 new decks released by Dan and Dave and Art of Play. Where are they? Come on. Don't have all day. I apologize. Not to mention the beautiful Sons of Liberty playing cards they released not too long ago. They came out with Camp Cards by Bradley Mountain and the Red Wheels by Art of Play, apparently. $10 and $12 each, respectively. Here you see the camp cards, pretty strange. One-way back design with a tent on it in a forest. Live dangerously, it says. Venture onward. You know, good motto, I guess. Looks like it's probably repeating court cards since they only show us free court cards. And that's typical for Dan and Dave. And it's kind of lazy, though. This is kind of interesting. You can actually strike a match on the side of the playing cards. I wonder if they're plastic. That would make sense. No, apparently they're made by the USPC on a charcoal background. Illustrated by 1924 US in collaboration with adventure brand Bradley Mountain. So they don't even make their own decks anymore. They get somebody else to make decks and then they sell them. Kind of interesting. Look at that. The inside of the tuck case has all sorts of artwork. Move along. Some more images here. Huh. Cool kid. Joker. How to stay alive in the wild. I would like to see more court cards. I'm guessing they're all repeating, which is pretty crappy. And then there's Red Wheel, which is by a studio called DKNG, which has done other decks, also printed by USPC. They're basically advertising this as kind of like a new bicycle deck, but it's not a bicycle deck. It's sadly got a one-way back design, as you can see by all the pips on the backs. Court cards are just kind of modified rider backs, but still custom. Upside down heart, apparently. And I mean, they're okay, simple. I don't know why I'm showing you all the pictures, but that's kind of cool. Ta-da! Moving along. This also was teased by Art Play. Apparently, they were giving some away of their mystery decks that they were also doing. A white Voltees, white label Voltees deck. And also, it looks like teasing reprints of the red and blue decks that you see in the background, and they're different, you see here as well. And not a side opening tuck case. It opens from the top. The Blue Crown had some releases as well, not including the DVDs. I had this. It's another knock deck from Danny Ortiz. If I can get to the playing cards here. And it's kind of a turquoise color. We won't spend too much time on this one. I mean, it is what it is. But there you see it. And there he is. I'm not sure how he's the artist, or how they can consider him the artist or whatever, because it's just a different color. I mean, there's no art to it. It's just standard court cards. Apparently, it is fully marked, just like the white ones. And currently, it's $2 off for the first 48 hours. Apparently, the 48 hours is not ended yet. The other deck they released is this weird Black Friday deck. Very limited. Apparently, it's their rarest deck yet, but I think they said the same thing about the gold crowns, and then they kept giving them away and reselling them all the time. But apparently, it's numbered 11/27/2015. 500 signed and numbered each one. Apparently, they were going to be giving away these, but they decided, to be fair, they would sell some, probably because they knew I would bitch if they didn't. And here we go. You see the back design, the ace. Looks like it's fairly standard artwork on the cards, but it's $20. Is it worth it? I'll find out soon. At least it is, signed by 3 different people. It's designed by Ito Hong, and it's signed by him, Alex Pandrea, and somebody else. Apparently, they've been all over the world. It says they designed by Ito Hong, concept from Alex Pandrea, printed by Expert Playing Cards. They left Taipei, where they went for a signing in Indonesia, where he lives, and then they were sent to Romania, where Alex Pandrea was visiting, and now they've been sent to the warehouse in California. And now they're going to you. Makes a lot of sense. We'll just send them all over the world, send them back to the US, and then we'll send them all over the world again. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Alright, I'm ranting now. I will move along. Also, I should mention these ones. Black NOC trick decks. There is a, let's see, okay, stripper deck, Svengali deck, a forcing deck, for anyone who's too lazy to learn how to force a card, and the invisible deck, which is a bit more expensive. Just get rider backs. They're cheaper. Next up, Legends playing cards. A couple of decks to tell you about here. I was a little bit surprised to see them. Got the email about them on Thursday, and it was like, okay, great. And here they are. First of all, they have a special. You can get 6 decks or 12 decks, 2 of each. Pretty good prices, $52 and $92. Memento Saddle Edition was released, and then apparently the only way to get these other ones, some of these other ones, is in this set. There's also a black Zen deck, Zen Pure, and also the 2 on the bottom you see are the Lux Saddle Editions, and then there's these 2, Tenebra Nero, which is the black one, it's finally produced, and the Legends of Rock and Roll. Tenebra Nero is just like the other Tenebra decks. Nice, as you can see. And then the Legends of Rock and Roll features a nice tuck case with, what is it? holographic tuck paper. I forget what they call that. It says iridium, or I forget what it's called. But anyways, it's holographic tuck paper, diamond finished paper stock. Moving along. There you see the back design. It's a couple of guitars and skulls. Siren! They got rock and rollers on the faces. And interesting pips as well. And pink. I think it's a fun deck. Definitely worthwhile checking out. Conjuring Arts had a couple of decks. Where's this up? First of all, I got the Liars and Thieves. Liars and Thieves right here by M. Spilotis. Looks like it's a very simple deck. It's a very nice ace. Kind of a casino style back design, except with borders. So kind of like a stinger back. Apparently simplified court cards, but standard. And that's that. Typical Conjuring Arts. But reasonably priced. And then there's the Royal Red End, which is a little bit unreasonably priced. But then again, it does have black foil on the back design. Aside from that, it's standard expert playing card company, Conjuring Arts, court cards and jokers and ace, as you can see. Which is a little bit lazy. The box is nicely embossed though. It's very similar to another Zen deck they released previously. Look at that, you can buy, save $5 when you buy anywhere from 2 to 999 units. Who's going to buy that many? I got no idea. I don't even think there's that many available. Bomb Magic Studio, bombmagic.tw, has also released another deck. I have to find it. I'll talk about this one first though. It's on collectible playing cards. It is the drawing scratch playing cards, USB-C printed. It's got a Chuck theme to it. And I might have mentioned it last week. I don't remember. Come on. And it looks like it's from somebody in Asia. It says black on the tuckers, which could indicate a white one in the future. All the suits have their own individual color, which I do like. And it just it looks like, you know, somebody playing with chalk and whatnot. It looks pretty interesting. The back design is, it is what it is. It's just a bunch of multicolored pips. Looks like it's a one-way back design. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'd have to see it in person. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see it in person. But that's that. Bomb Magic Studio. Where is it? There it is. The TMA Magic Convention deck. Don't be fooled by the price. It's not $300. That's 300 Taiwanese dollars. If you go to US dollars, you'll see it's like $10 US. Printed for this 2015 TMA Magic Convention in Taiwan. They had a limited stock. Apparently that was from back in May, and they just started selling them. It's decent enough. Standard recolored court cards and whatnot. I've pretty much decided not to do it. I've spent way too much money as it is. It's very hard for me not to do this, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe some other time. And then we get to Fury 11. We're almost done. I apologize if it's a very long video, but I got to cover all the basics. First of all, they re-released the Red Monarchs. They got this new deck called the Union. Reminds me of a Faxit in the WWE. But it's all about the American Revolution, freedom, hope, and independence. Very patriotic style back design. And turkey for a Joker, just in time for Thanksgiving. And you see some of the court cards here, completely custom. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that Dana Day just did that Sons of Liberty deck as well. A hell of a lot of patriotic themed decks. Then there's this, which is apparently from 300-year-old reclaimed wood. I'm not sure I believe that, but maybe. And expensive to get that set. And of course, gold Monarchs, which I will be doing a review on. I'm going to say for Christmas Day, I will have that review up. And those ones you get free when you spend $100 or more. That was just on Friday. That's it. If you didn't get any, it's over. It's too late. But they look beautiful and worth it, in my opinion. And I know somebody who actually is getting free, and I'm sure he's not the only one. I'm sure going to be seeing some of these on eBay for a couple $100 in no time. That is that. One more to tell you about. David Blaine. The Black Lions. Right here. Boom. Nice custom Joker, although it fits with some of the other ones he's done. Whoops. And $8 right now. They were actually, I think, there were $7 before when I bought it. They went up $1. And, yeah, you know, they're pretty nice. It's just like the White Lions, except it's black. A bit of a difference in the Joker. I'm sure it's standard court cards like usual. But it looks really nice. Black foil on black, as you can see. And they've gone up $1 already. Pretty unlimited, as far as I know. Like, not super limited or anything like that. It's you can get them. They're still available. Obviously, they'll probably be limited editions later on at some point in time. But that is that. That's what I got. I know this has been a long video, but lots to talk about. Next week, it'll be a much shorter video, I'm sure. I will see you then.